Well, we're out in the field with Harry Cope. He just moved his fence for the day for the cattle. It took you about 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
30 minutes, and you load them into the Milo. They were ready for it, weren't they?
Well, they stand here waiting. That's where they usually are. If they're not here, you go looking because they're out.
So yeah. So how long would it take them just to graze this down today?
The rule of thumb we worked on for years is the heads are pretty much gone in 30 minutes.
Oh,
and most of the rest of the grazing is gone in about 2 hours. Okay? And you were showing some pictures of what the residue like. This is after wheat Milo.
Okay.
And it's not great Milo. But
double crop Milo.
Yeah, double crop.
All right.
Double crop. But the thing of it, part of the advantage of it is if you'll look down, you can see the volunteer wheat.
Yes,
The one thing a guy doesn't want to do, if you do this with after wheat, don't kill your double crop wheat. It's the green, the protein you need to help balance up the brown.
I got you. Yeah, so you got you got a few weeds that way, but
the weeds are good.
But if you look behind us, they ate most of them.
Yeah.
The weeds too.
I mean, they ate. You can see the stalks back there. What they they left a good portion of the stalk, but they cleaned up almost all the leaf.
Right, and I don't see any green out there hardly either.
No, they got all the green.
They eat it. So because wheat's pretty high in protein in it.
Very high in protein at this point in time. Heck, that's 22 to 25% protein.
And that's what this is, a deficient system. It's got lots of energy, but a little bit of protein. You need a little more protein, so you get that with your wheat. All right.
And the Milo's got more protein in it than corn does if you were thinking about grazing corn in that respect. We've over the years we've tried corn, but we've always got along best with the Milo. It just seems to work better. Part of the reason being is Milo is killed. It's green and the frost kills it. Corn matures and dies.
Gotcha.
Okay. These Milo stalks have sugar in them till February and March. You can take your pliers and squeeze them.
And we're here in early January.
Yeah.
So it's still got lots of sugars in it. And doing well.
Rule number 1, never leave until you have the next day's break set up. Because I don't work fences hot. I've been knocked down before. I don't like it. But so if you don't, the cows are following you back and forth along a dead fence, and pretty soon they're following you back and forth on the inside of the fence.
Gotcha.
And that's the other thing that'll happen to you. Sooner or later, they're going to wind up where they ain't supposed to be. Now you can have a meltdown and chase cows for 2 hours, getting them out of there, or you can just sit down and relax and call the people you know to help you in 30 minutes, let the cows eat, then you can just walk them right back out.
Sure.
If you try chasing them, they'll walk a week's worth of feed in the ground, chase them.
Right.
Just let them eat.
So if they got,
take them back out.
So if they got into tomorrow's, just let them have it.
Just they get into tomorrow's, basically yes. Yeah. And you'll be amazed. I mean, these are summer-born calves, so the calves are a little bit bigger. But fall calves, they'll sneak under the wire just a little bit. But that's one thing the calves do. The cows, when they come in here and they hit pretty well, they've already gone down. You see heads are down. They're grazing the green already.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
When they first got here, they went after the heads.
Yep, right after the heads. And the calves are sitting there following their moms. It takes about 2 or 3 days, and the calves learn to eat the heads by just watching mom. There's no bunk breaking these cattle. The cows do it for us.
Is that right?
That's the best part of it. But
so really, with the double cropping after wheat, you don't have a whole lot into this crop then.
No.
That's the nice thing about it.
Wheat. You're an agronomist. You understand wheat is a lousy consumer of nitrogen.
Oh.
There's a lot of nitrogen left over after a high yielding wheat crop. You can grow 40 and 50 bushel Milo after wheat with nothing.
Oh, just some scavenging.
Yeah, and if you'll put 30 or 40 pounds of nitrogen on it, you can bump it. I mean, the idea of the Milo is to grow about as much grain as you can, within reason.
Right.
But if you go Milo behind wheat, that rotation all of a sudden makes it the most profitable one you've got. It'll smoke 200 bushel corn.
Really?
For net money. Net money. Net money. Okay.
Right. Net, but that's what it's all about.
Net
money, not
bragging don't pay bills. Net does.
It does. So they'll eat the heads first, and they'll go down to the green,
and then they'll come back and eat the leaves and take the top out of the stalk. You know, you could get more out of the stalk if you run it through a TMR and processed it, but you just spent way more money than you're going to get.
Yeah, right. And like you said, let the livestock do your harvest for you.
I'm lazy and I'm proud of it.
Now we're going to get 10 inches of snow maybe this weekend.
Yep.
So will you get 2 or 3 different days already lined up out here?
We got the lines knocked down. We'll just deal with it. If it turns into 22 inches of snow, it's like I said, when the weather gets really, really bad, do not be a purist. You've probably got a tractor and hay bales. Go feed them. when the snow melts, then go back to grazing.
Right, okay.
You know, I've done that, freezing your fingers off, using a cordless drill to get posts in the ground.
It's not.
Don't do that.
Well, and you also said that in this residue like this, you get frozen ground, you can go right through it.
If we get this, if we get 10 inches of snow Sunday, this ground will have maybe an inch of crust at the most. With all this residue in the green, it really won't freeze.
Right.
We can push post. Now then we go out here and knock down the lines and make it all bare. Oh, now it freezes.
Yeah, right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, look at the calves. They're still eating on the heads, but a lot of them have their heads down now.
They'd be over here eating on this corner, except we're standing here. So
yeah, we keep them away. But I noticed where your lines are. I can see an awful lot of greens. That really shows you how much greens is out there.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out how to do, is to create a lot more green in a full season mallow crop.
Right.
And then I think we can make this even better.
Could you overseed wheat maybe in September or something? Or?
You have a hard time overseeding anything into mallow because, like I said, it gets killed. So it has full canopy until it freezes. Right. And then it's kind of like, well, you know, 1st of November is not, you don't grow a lot after overseeding. But anyway, we're gonna experiment with 60-inch mallow. Right. And try to grow the middles and see how that'll work out.
That'd be a great way to get that cover crop in between. Yeah. Now, this works great with cattle, but how about sheep?
Works better.
Is that right?
Yeah. Because you don't have to move it every day. With sheep, we move the fence about once a week. Now, William, he's even smarter than that. He doesn't do it that often.
So. That's just laziness.
Well, I admire that trait. I'm serious.
That's been smart. So, what's your stocking rate on something like this?
It's totally going to depend on the yield of your mallow. All right. Okay. His dad, and I figured this out the hard way, was how to yield check mallow without a combine. Right. You're taking your 17 feet, 5 inches of a 30-inch row, you know, make sure it's 5 inches, not 6, you know. Cut all those heads off right here just at the base of the head. Weigh them. Take that weight, that's about times 73%, 74%. That's basically, on regular mallow, that's your grain yield. So you can walk along there and just tape off and weigh them, throw them over your shoulder. You can yield check it in about 15 minutes. Okay. And what you do, then you get an idea how much grain you got. And what we're looking to do with these cows on pairs, somewhere around 8 to 12 pounds of mallow per day. Okay. Sounds like a lot. Except for the fact.
Pairs.
For a pair. You know, sounds like a lot. But when you figure up the cost, you're at 60 or 70 cents a day for a cow. Oh, wow. Now you got 2 ways to figure it. You can figure out what the mallow costs, total cost, and that's your cost per cow. That makes your cows really good. Now, if you're trying to brag on what your mallow's worth, you figure up the hay replacement value of the mallow, and all of a sudden mallow goes from about $4 a bushel to about $7 or $8 a bushel if you leave it in the field. Hook up a combine, you just cut the value in half. That's hard for people who like combines to understand.
Well, sure. And you don't have the bragging idea about the yield and how many bushels that you harvested that day.
But if you got really high yielding mallow, what you wind up with is a very small area. If you got high yielding mallow, one of the best things you can do is take a combine, cut strips out of it. And now you've got a little more area, but you got a concentrated area of grain, but you got more area to work with. When this snow that we get starts melting, this is going to turn into a loblolly. Right. And then you will plant half of what you got out here when you turn them in. You just have to be ready for it, account for it. It doesn't last that long, but it's still well worth it.
And you'll be doing this till March.
I don't have enough mallow to get that far. But what we try to do, what we're thinking we're trying to get done is about the 1st of November till the 1st to the 15th of February. And then the spring thaw goes out. The best thing we found to do for us is to go to bale grazing. Sheep understand they're the prey species.
The prey,
because they won't disappear in a standing field of mallow. Cow, she walks right at it and she's still looking around. The sheep is like, so they work the outside edges in.
Oh, so when it's all...
Yeah. You could just literally do the whole field, but William, he's been in on this too. It's like, well, is it all gone or is it not all gone? You're walking around, but you know, if you give them about a week's break at a time, when you get to the last break, you know you got one more week and you're done.
Or when they're standing by the fence waiting for you to open it back up.
Yeah, they're, you know. But they're the easy one. That's the almost just drive by from the road and go, yep, y'all look good. See you in a while. Yeah. Give it a serious try.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much money you won't spend.
You won't spend.
And you know, there's two ways to make a profit. You know, make more money than you spend, and decrease the money you spend. It's 1-to-1 on that decrease thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's grain milo. Whatever you use for grain. You know, you're a grain farmer growing this. That's what you're after.
Right.
Within reason. But we don't get out the fungicides and the insecticides, and it's one pass of Roundup after wheat, and that's it. Like I said, you don't want to kill that.
Right. You want to keep
I don't want dead brown ground. I want green ground in
So
something.
this wheat came up in probably October,
yeah.
November. October.
Sometime in that window.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what color combine you got, it will put at least 2 bushel of wheat out there afterwards.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And let it grow.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Harry. This has been great.
Thank you. See y'all.
We'll see you.